Hey guys, it's John Todd from Total Brohammer, and as you see, today we'll be playing the Dark Elves. So, for my lord, I've got the mighty Malekith, and today I'll be fighting DahvPlays as the Lizardmen. So this is the 5th match in Shadow Online Gaming's YouTuber tournament. Both of their channels will be linked in the description here. And let's go ahead and go over the army compositions. So, unfortunately for me, the maps were actually chosen... We choose armies without knowing the maps and what the other person's actually going to bring in this tournament. So we actually got a pretty good matchup here. Dark Elves versus Lizardmen. And unfortunately for me, it's a aquatics map. So I tell you what, that's not good. This does not fare well for me. Alright, so for my army, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. Do I have a 5th? Looks like I've got 4 Dread Spears here. I've got 2 Hargoneth Executioners as well as 1 Blackguard of Negron. I've got 3 Dark Shards with Shields. Is that 4? No, 3 Dark Shards with Shields and 1 Witch Elf. 2 Witch Elves. As you see, it's I played this game quite a while ago. And Malekith on a Black Dragon here. So Dahv has gone with a Skink Chiefs over here as well as 2 Pterodon Riders. The rest of his army is Skink Skirmishers and the old Skink cohort with Javelins, so he's really taking advantage of those aquatics. He's also got 2 Source Warriors with Shields, and looks like there was 5 Skink cohorts with Javelin in total. He's also got 2 Croxagores, a Bastildon, 3 Vivification Crystal. He's got the High Slan over here. You know he loves his Sherbert Slan, as well as a Source Scar Veteran guarding him on a Cold One. So pretty formidable here. So we're just going to be advancing here. I'm going to try to get a few shots in on his Pterodon Riders whenever I can. Thankfully I have a lot of Silver Shields, so I'm negating a lot of their damage. And we'll go ahead and just speed it up here as we get through this skirmishing phase. Yes, okay. So I'm going to make sure to keep Malekith away because there's no way I'm going to be able to hit those guys. And I'm just going to throw some shots into him whenever I can. So I see him coming in here, so I'm going to bring Malekith pretty close here. I'm going to start shooting at him with my Dark Shards. And I'm going to go ahead and start engaging across the front line. I saw these Dread Spears were a little bit too forward, so I'm going to go ahead and bring them out here. So he's going to start shooting at my Hargoneth Executioners wisely, doing the most damage to them. Not that there's any great target or something like that, but I made a huge mistake. Dahv loves that Sherbert Slan, and I knew that. And just like when I fought Gabo, I made a huge mistake as far as army choice. And bringing him on a dragon was a really bad idea. So I'm going to go ahead and be engaging across the front line here. My infantry are obviously going to absolutely destroy his infantry. Look how long that lasted. A third of his health gone in one spell. So powerful. So I'm going to be sending my Witch Elves up here. They're getting shot up. But I was thinking that they could get through these guys really quick. I'm going to go ahead and charge in on these Crossbows here. I'm going to send in the Spears right here. And I want these Hargoneth Executioners to go into the Source Warriors, so I'm actually going to pull them out and bring them around. Over here, I'm going to try to do the same thing and get these Hargoneth Executioners moving. I see this here, and as you can see, I'm already pulling these guys back and having the Hargoneth Executioners actually engage on the Source Warriors instead of the Dread Spears, who will get absolutely wrecked. So, although I'm a little slow in the draw, I do bring up all my Dark Shards here. As you can see, we're breaking through these Skinks no problem. They actually did do a ton of damage to these Witch Elves here. Now I'm going to bring these Hargoneth Executioners and get into the back of the Source Warriors with Shields, as well as heal up Malekith by using a nice fat Soul Seal right here. And I'm trying to keep Malekith on the ground because I've already realized my mistake of bringing him in the air. So I have my Dark Shards. I know the danger of Crossbows. They can absolutely destroy the Dark Elf infantry, so I'm going to have all of them just focus down these Crossbows real quick. Got Malekith working on these Crossbows as well as Spears. Got the Hargoneth Executioners. They're fighting a few of them, but so Crossbows do really good against Hargoneth Executioners. As you see, they are doing really good. But we're also now we got Murderous Prowess going down, so things are going to start looking good for us here. And I gotta say, these Hargoneth Executioners, Source Warrior, are so good. I don't know if he gave these guys any buffs or anything. He probably did. But with the Spore of the Scar Veteran and any magic, these Source Warrior are doing extremely well. So we got these Crossbows right off, and in fact they are shattered. We won on this flank, and all of a sudden it's looking pretty good for me. We're breaking through them all over the place. So there is a problem with this though. Now Malekith is going to be forced to the air. I have got to get Malekith onto the ground. But there is a lot of support here. And my infantry... I'm going to make a mistake here by not getting Malekith into this infantry as fast as I can. So over here we're breaking the Saurus warriors now that Mutter's process going down. And yeah, it's looking really good. But I'm not too confident at this point. I'm feeling pretty good. I remember feeling pretty good about the battle at this point. But I was like, he's got a lot of skirmish. He's got a lot of skirmish. So what we got here? Looks like he had a blood statuette. And he gets an amazing bomb right here. Completely forgot about that. And kills a lot of my guys there. Thankfully we got his Bastildon through Revivification Rampage, so he's not going to be able to heal with that. And I have all my Dark Shards about to start shooting her up here. And trying to keep Malekith on the ground over here by fighting the Saurus Force with shields. I think we'll be going after those crossbows any moment here. So at this point, this is where things get weird for me. He's going to go ahead and send his Skinks into melee against these guys, and they're going to win. Because of just how few guys we have left. Have some Witch Elves going, and honestly I expected them to beat the Skinks in melee, but they're also firing, so, and the Scar Veterans there, so they're going to lose pretty hard. Over here, Dahv also got good banishment, so the magic really turning the tide of this battle here. And now, just a few seconds later, it's not looking so good for me. Thankfully, I at least do have Malekith on the ground over here, and he's fighting the Pterodon Riders, but Dahv's going to pull away, because he knows that once he pulls away, he's going to be in the air. And that High Slon, man, that Apotheosis, that Arcane Forging, man, the magic, blood statuette, banishment, so powerful, so powerful. So at this point, I'm like, this is not looking good all of a sudden. These respirators are actually taking forever to get through these Skinks, surprisingly. Well, maybe not surprisingly. I'm going to go ahead and try to get these Pterodon Riders off the field. Malekith is desperately, that actually looks pretty funny. Malekith is desperately trying to get onto the ground. And I'm gonna go ahead and start moving my archers up here. But he's just got so much ammo left. And he's just gonna be pelting my Hargonath Executioners over here. They're gonna run. They're gonna head for the hills. Over here, the Saurus Scar Veteran is actually losing in melee combat. Now he's trading evenly with these Hargonath Executioners, but with the support of the Skink Skirmishers, who have been unable to catch the entire match, it's not gonna go well for me. However, I'm not too worried because anything that comes in range of my Dark Shards here is just going to be absolutely wrecked. Now over here, I make the mistake of just not getting Malekith on the ground, and yeah, that's, like I said, that's going to be a pretty huge mistake. So I see a Saurus Scar Veteran coming in here, and I'm going to start shooting at him any moment here, but I see his Revivification Crystal. I'm like, let's get a volley or two into that and just get that off the field. Unfortunately for me, he does have a Tempest there, and that is going to spell doom for me. If I had just gotten him onto the ground instead of, like, gotten to go after this instead of going after the Skink, this game could have gone a lot better for me. Also, if I had not made the mistake of bringing Malekith in the air. If a faction has high magic, in general, I usually don't bring anything in the air. But for some reason, I thought I was going to bring Kroq-Gar, so I was like, I'll bring Malekith on his dragon, and I'll bring Word of Pain, and I'll just fuck up Kroq-Gar. Bad idea. Really bad idea. So, at this point, I'm just trying to get away from this guy, and get a breath attack before Malekith dies here. And that actually doesn't even finish off the unit, or really... Man, that didn't even kill that many models. That's surprising. So that Skink Chief is going to run Malekith off. As you can see, we're getting some good fire on this Saurus Scar Veteran over here. At this point, I still feel like there's a chance of me winning here. You know what? Bad on me. I let these guys go off. So that was a mismicro right here. But unfortunately, with Malekith dead, all my units are going to start shattering. Even though I feel like I still have a chance here, because these guys with silver shields, Now that everybody's routed off, it is pretty much over though. So there goes my army, and that is going to be a win for the mighty DahvPlays. So I really liked this one, and if I had thought about who my opponent was, I definitely would not have brought Malekith on a dragon, because I know Dahv actually loves the Sherbert like I said. And if I had brought Malekith on a cold one, and instead brought another Hargonath Executioner, victory would have been assured. I mean, his build would not have been able to deal with that. Dahv did, however, have Arcane and Forging to be using on Malekith, in case I did bring him on the ground. So, which is also what I usually do. I always bring Arcane Forging and Tempest. Tempest is obviously a lot more deadly, but if you don't bring it in the air, then it's a waste of spell, and then you'll only be left with like Apotheosis. So as you can see, the Malekith over here got 100 kills, 106 kills on this Dread Spears, so we got a lot of kills all around, but we were fighting a lot of skinks. As you see, the kills on his army were very, very spread out, but they were just able to whittle us down with all those javelins and those darts. It was crazy. A really good game to DahvPlays, and I really like how he played it. Very interesting. I like the aquatic skink build too. But that's going to be all for this one, guys. This is John Ton for Brohammer, signing out.